Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today I will be reacting to your 2026 MLB Hot Takes. And here's how this is going to work. I asked you, my community, the Kleschka Crew on my Instagram, to give me your MLB Hot Takes, and y'all sent them in. I put them in order from cold, warm, and hot. So let's get this video started with the cold takes. And yes, I'm doing this at Angel Stadium. You can probably see the big hats behind me. Let's get started with our first cold take. Pirates only win 50 games. Honestly, I think the Pirates are going to be better than they were last season. And last season, they won 71 games. Like, you have to be astronomically bad to win only 50 games. And on a team that has Paul Skeens, you're going to win a good chunk whenever he's on the mound. So I don't think this is even close to being a hot take. If Trout cared more about rings, he would have left a while ago. No, Sherlock, but he's a loyal player and he signed that mega contract with us. He'll be here playing at this stadium till that contract is up, and it'll probably be the end of his career. And as long as Artie Moreno is our owner, then he's probably not going to trade him. Dodgers miss playoffs. Okay, you were just trying to get a real hot take in there. We all know they're not going to miss playoffs. This is just delusional if you think they are going to miss playoffs. So I'm putting it in cold takes just because it's so out there that it's like, really, bro? Do you really think that? Before we move on to our warm takes, we do have a hot take that I need to get out there to all of you. Austin Kleschka content will be lit in 2026. That is super hot because the content is going to be super hot going into 2026. We had a great year in 2025, lots of great memories, and we're going to make many more. So subscribe, like this video, share it around with your friends, and go find your favorite video on the channel. Share it with your mom and your dad and all your friends, all your homies, to show them how cool you are and that you're an Austin Kleschka viewer. Let's get to these warm takes right now. 2026 will be Trout's worst year. I don't think so. Trout almost had an entirely healthy 2025 season. He had one small injury at the beginning of the year, but then he was able to play it out all the way through. And all the injury history that he's had, I think those are his worst years. I think they're behind him. I think we will see a above average Mike Trout in 2026. I don't think it's going to be his worst year at all. Braves will have a huge bounce back year. I don't have this one in hot takes because I think this is entirely possible. The Braves have a ton of talent. They have a ton of players on great contracts. Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, Sean Murphy, Matt Olson. That team is very talented. I think last year was just a down year for the franchise, and we'll see them bounce back easily. I think it is no question they're going to have a better year in 2026. Joe Adell will be an all-star. I don't think this one's that crazy either. Joe Adell should have been an all-star last year. He had a career year, easily the best he's had in the MLB so far, and I think he's just right around the corner from being an all-star. So I don't think it's that crazy of a hot take. And I feel the same way about this one. PCA will win MVP. PCA looked like an MVP candidate the first half of 2025, so it wouldn't shock me if he'd be able to have an entire season where he plays at an MVP level and eventually locks down an MVP award. That would not surprise me at all. From my boy Art, the Marlins will be in the wild card. I don't think that's a crazy hot take. The Marlins have a good, young, talented team, and they're all learning to play together. They're all learning what it's like to play at the major league level at the same time, and they kind of shocked some people. I think they had a better year than all their fans, all the players thought they would have in 2025. So I think they could ride that momentum and what they learned from that season into the next one. All right, let's pour some gasoline on this fire because now we got the hot takes. Let's do this. Jung-Hoo Lee emerges as a top outfielder. Now, to me, a top outfielder would be top 5. And if we look at all of baseball, I think there is plenty of outfielders that you can throw into that category. Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna, Julio Rodriguez, Fernando Tatis, Kyle Tucker, Corbin Carroll, Mookie Betts, kind of. So I think it would take a lot to consider Jung-Hoo Lee as one of the top outfielders in all of baseball, but I don't think it's impossible. Jung-Hoo Lee is very talented, great fielder. If he could get that bat to be just a little better, then I think we could seriously talk about it. Pirates trade Paul Skeens. I think this could be a hot take. I could see a conversation where you see it as a cold take. A lot of people feel like the Pirates should trade Paul Skeens, especially with how much talent he possesses and how little effort the franchise is putting into the team to back Paul Skeens, a lot of people want to see him traded to a contender, and I could see a universe where they do it, but I don't think the franchise is going to. I think they are selfish. I think they want to hang on to Paul Skeens for all of his rookie contract and all of his years of dominance to bring in more money, more ticket sales, more merch. So I think they're going to hang on to him. I don't think they're going to let him go. So I think trading him would be a hot take, although I would love to see him go somewhere where he can compete and see playoff baseball, which he'll get plenty of in the WBC. Man, that USA team is looking stacked, and we actually have pitchers this time, and the hitters, oh yeah, that lineup is going to be nasty. The Giants get Joe Ryan. Honestly, I think this could be something that happens. I don't know about the Giants, just him getting traded in general. They were willing to trade basically their entire team last year, so it wouldn't shock me if the one guy that is a star on this team left. I mean, they don't have many after the fire sale they did last year. Now for the Giants, I could see that as a possible trade candidate, especially since Buster Posey is now in the front office. He wants to get them back to the glory days when he was playing catcher for this team, winning World Series. He's trying to make them better, and you can get a lot better if you get a pitcher like Joe Ryan. Ketel Marte will be on the Rays by season start. Ketel Marte has been involved in many trade rumors this offseason, and honestly, I don't see it happening to the Rays. I do think he could get traded, but I don't think the Rays are the kind of team to go out there and trade for a superstar, especially during the offseason. I think that would just be so out of character for the Rays. They usually end up trading all of their superstars as soon as they get good. They give them a few good years and then they ship them off somewhere else. That would definitely be a hot take, and you would definitely be able to tell all your friends that you called it. Tatis dealt by the deadline. This would be an even hotter take if you said by the season, because he's been involved in trade rumors as well this offseason, and I think it's a stronger possibility that he could be dealt at the deadline. But if he makes it through the offseason still on the Padres, I think he'll make it to the end of the season on the Padres. So this would definitely be a hot take if he ends up getting moved. I know his name's been tossed around, but he's spent so many years on the Padres. He's on a very big contract, and I don't see them moving him, and I don't see anybody wanting to give up a haul to get him. The Dodgers don't sign a Japanese player. Please do not let them get any of these guys. Ever since they signed Shohei Ohtani, they've gotten Yamamoto, Sasaki, and now there's 3 major guys coming over from Japan this offseason, and if they all don't go to the Dodgers, that would be a miracle. We got Murakami, who I honestly don't think they have their eyes on. Tatsuya Imai, already one of my favorite players in all of baseball, because he already came out and said he doesn't want to play for the Dodgers. He wants to take them down. He wants to pitch against the Dodgers. So hey, you get in my book. You get in my book, man. I might just pick up your jersey just because you said that. And Okamoto, who has been in talks with my Angels, and he plays third base. I would love to get him on the team because I definitely don't want Anthony Rendon playing the hot corner in 26. They were trying to buy him out of his contract, but it looks like Rendon isn't gonna agree to that. Yay. With the influence the Dodgers have had on Japanese players the past couple seasons, it wouldn't shock me if they end up with one of these guys. So this is definitely a hot take. If they don't sign a Japanese player, that would be a miracle. From my boy Soup, dreaming big, Dodger Films will get its own softball game during All-Star Game Week. That would be awesome. That's something we've all dreamed of over at Dodger Films, to have one of us be represented in the celebrity softball game, to have our own softball game. That would be so cool and would be a dream come true for every single one of us. Let's make it happen. 2026. Blow this up, man. Shout it out. Put it on TikTok, on Reels. Clip this. Let's go. Make it happen. Come on. We love y'all and we trust in y'all. Oh, Soup's not done. Dave Roberts loses his job by the All-Star break. Yeah, this is a very hot take. He just came off winning back-to-back World Series, and this just felt like one you wanted to throw in there, Soup, to get people like,
what? Are you crazy?
You might get a few people, but you're not getting me. He's not losing his job by All-Star break. Padres miss playoffs. Now, I do think they have a very talented team. Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis. The thing that would hurt them is their pitching. They are not going to have Yu Darvish. Michael King is probably going to leave in free agency. You are lacking that ace in your rotation, and honestly, you're still trying to figure out the rotation from the 1st to the 5th. I don't know. The pitching could be the crutch that ends up preventing them getting into playoffs, although with how good they've been in this new era of the brown and gold, they seem to always find a way in the playoffs, so I do think they'll still end up there, but I wouldn't be shocked if this is a year where they disappoint and they miss playoffs. Astros finish under 500. Look, the Astros have dominated the AL West for years, torturing my team. Do not like the Astros. I did not like them even before the trash cans. Bang, bang. You're in our division, you're beating us, I'm not gonna like you unless you're the Texas Rangers. Thank you for letting me throw out that first pitch. The Astros, yes, they are not what they used to be, but they still have plenty of great guys on that team. They still have Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, and Yordan Alvarez. They will always be able to carry the weight of that lineup. And the other bats, they are good enough, and they are possibly gonna lose Framber Valdez, but they got young pitchers that are starting to become the aces of that rotation. So no, I don't think the Astros are gonna miss playoffs. I would be very shocked. Sorry, Astros finish under 500. I would be extremely shocked if the Astros finished under 500. Edwin Diaz will not perform. Edwin Diaz just signed with the Dodgers. Unfortunately. Of course, they get another guy. Of course they do. They don't even need him. I know the bullpen was their weakest part of their team last year, but they really do not need him. They will be fine, trust me. Back to Edwin Diaz. Many people consider him the best closer in baseball, and of course he ends up with the best team in baseball, and seeing him underperform would be a hot take. He has had many dominant seasons on now, after he plays with the Dodgers, 3 teams, where he has always been able to keep it up. So if he was to have a bad season, I'd be very shocked. Carter Jensen and Connor Griffin will lock up the Rookies of the Year, and they will start the season on the team. The reason I'm putting this in hot takes is because calling the Rookies of the Year would be very impressive. I feel like MVPs and Cy Youngs are a little easier, but Rookie of the Year, man, you never know. You really don't. So if you were able to call this, yeah, that's a hot take. Nolan Schanuel will have 100 RBIs. Look, I love Schanuel, and he is definitely a good, consistent hitter, but he bats in a part of the lineup where it's really tough to gather that many RBIs. He's usually our leadoff man, and when you're the leadoff guy, it's hard to drive more runs in because you're usually setting the tone and then you get driven in. So just based on where he bats in the lineup, I would see that being extremely difficult to pick up 100 RBIs. Logan O'Hoppe will be in MVP conversations. We would need a big bounce back year from Logan O'Hoppe for that to happen. He started off the year hitting pretty good, and then he slowed way down as we got farther into the season, and he would have to pick up his defense, something that hurt him last year, and it was costing him playing in games. Honestly, Travis d'Arnaud was picking up some games, more games for the Halos as the season went on. So it's kind of like I said with the Rookies of the Year. With the season he just had, it would be crazy to see him get up there into the MVP conversations. Trust me, I want that for Logan O'Hoppe. I would love that, and I know he has that talent. I know it's in there. So if he's able to unlock it and show it off, let's go. And that is all the hot takes that you guys sent in. Thank you very much for participating. I'm gonna give 2 of my own hot takes right here. 1, Pete Alonso will win MVP. Imagine that. He goes to Baltimore, new team in 2026, and he picks up the MVP. That'd be insane. And Angels make the playoffs. It would be breaking our dry spell for the first time since 2014. That would be a dream come true because your boy's never seen the Angels in a playoff game. Last time they made it, I didn't have adult money. I couldn't go to a playoff game. But now, if we did make playoffs, I would be there 100%. So those are my 2 hot takes. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe. I got plenty more videos coming your way at the end of this year and going into 2026. So make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you next time. Let's get out of here. I had some homies with some last minute submissions. Taylor Wardlover says Taylor Ward will win the MVP. You know what, Taylor Wardlover? This is something that would happen right after we trade him. Then Red Shorts kind of went ham. Alex Bregman goes back to the Astros and cheats again. Okay. Miguel Rojas gets DFA'd by the All-Star break. Angels make the playoffs with the return they get from trading Mike Trout. Hey, bro. Why you gotta play with my feelings? Shohei Ohtani's new interpreter gets into a gambling scandal. I think we've seen this before. Blue Jays missed the playoffs. I think Red Shorts was actually being serious on this one. Nationals run the NL Central. Them rookies hot as hell, my boy. The Nationals are in the NL East. Thought I was just gonna walk off without my cameras. Roll the outro. Bang!